Your cat isn't just sleeping, it's sending a signal, and you're missing it. That cute position you're looking at, in their world, it's not random. It's about safety, and if you read it wrong, you don't really understand your cat. You see your cat every day, curled up, stretched out, sleeping next to you or far away, and after a while, it all starts to feel familiar, predictable, almost meaningless. That's just how they sleep. But here's the problem. The moment something becomes familiar, you stop questioning it. And with cats, that's exactly when you start misunderstanding them. Because your cat doesn't explain itself. It doesn't correct you. It doesn't tell you when you're wrong. It just keeps behaving the same way while you keep interpreting it the same way. And over time, you build a version of your cat in your head that isn't actually real. Let's start with something simple. The most common position. Your cat curled into a tight ball, tail wrapped, head tucked, body compact. You've seen it so many times you don't even think about it anymore. It looks peaceful, safe, comfortable, so your brain fills in the meaning, my cat is relaxed. But that's not what this position was made for. This isn't comfort, this is protection. Long before your cat lived with you, before your home, your couch, your routine, there was a different reality. One where being visible meant being vulnerable. So the body adapted. Make yourself smaller, hide the weak points, protect the organs, stay warm, stay compact, stay alive. And that behavior never disappeared. It just moved into your living room. Now here's where most people get it wrong. They see this position and assume everything is fine. But they never ask, why is my cat choosing protection right now? Sometimes it means nothing. Habit, comfort, temperature. But sometimes it means your cat isn't as relaxed as you think. And here's the part that most people never consider. Your cat can look calm while feeling slightly unsafe. Not scared, not panicking, just not fully relaxed. And that's enough to change behavior. And if you don't see that difference, you miss the signal entirely. Now, flip it. Completely opposite position. Your cat stretched out, body open, side exposed, sometimes even the belly visible. This one feels different because it looks like trust. And most people immediately think, okay, now my cat feels safe with me. But this isn't about you. Not entirely. A cat doesn't expose its body unless it feels safe in its environment. Not just with a person, with everything. The sounds in the room, the movement in the house, the predictability of the space. When a cat stretches out fully, it's not just relaxing, it's dropping its guard. And dropping your guard is something you only do when you're certain, not hopeful, not guessing, certain. So when you see it, don't just think cute, recognize what it actually means, because this is where people misread the signal again. They think safety is permanent. It's not. A cat can feel safe one day and slightly unsettled the next. And the only way it shows that shift is through behavior, subtle behavior. Now let's talk about something that gets dismissed all the time. Boxes, drawers, tight spaces. Your cat suddenly starts going into places it never cared about before. And you laugh. Of course, cats love boxes. But that assumption, that's exactly how you miss the signal. Because here's the uncomfortable question. What if your cat isn't playing, but hiding? Yes, cats like enclosed spaces, but not always for the reason you think. Because when a cat chooses a tight, hidden place, it's doing something very specific. Reducing exposure, controlling its surroundings, limiting what can reach it. And here's the key. If this behavior increases suddenly, it's not random. Something changed, maybe something you didn't even notice. A new sound, a new smell, a different routine, a new person, less attention, more noise. Things that feel small to you can feel huge to your cat. And instead of reacting loudly, it adjusts quietly. It disappears more often, stays hidden longer, avoids open space. And this is where it gets dangerous, not physically, perceptually, because you think nothing is happening, while your cat is already adapting. Now let's go to the position everyone loves, the one people take photos of, the one that feels like the ultimate sign of trust. Your cat on its back, belly exposed, legs relaxed, completely open. It looks like vulnerability, and it is. But here's the part people misunderstand. This isn't affection. This isn't love. This is environmental certainty. A cat only exposes its most vulnerable area when nothing around it feels like a threat. Not probably safe, not usually safe, completely safe. So when your cat sleeps like this, it's not saying, "I trust you." It's saying, "Nothing here can hurt me." And that's a much bigger statement. And here's the twist most people miss. That level of safety is fragile. It can disappear faster than you think. A single change in environment can shift your cat out of that state. And you won't notice it instantly. You'll just stop seeing that position. Less stretching, less exposure, more guarded behavior. And if you're not paying attention, you won't connect the dots. Now here's something even more subtle, something most people don't even register. Your cat is sleeping, but not fully. Eyes slightly open, ears twitching, body still, but ready. You assume it's resting, but it's not fully resting, it's monitoring. Because cats don't always enter deep sleep, not in environments that feel unpredictable. They stay in a light sleep state, ready to react instantly. And here's the part that matters. If your cat spends most of its time like this, it's not fully relaxed in your space, not necessarily stressed, but not fully safe either. And that's a level most people never even consider. Now let's talk about another neutral-looking position, the loaf. Paws tucked, body compact, still, balanced. It looks calm. And sometimes it is, but sometimes it's a transition state. Not fully relaxed, not fully alert, ready. Because from that position, your cat can move instantly. No adjustment, no delay, just action. And again, most people never question it, because they don't think behavior has layers, but it does. And this is where everything connects. Your cat is not a collection of random habits, it's a system. Every position, every shift, every small change means something in context. And context is what most people ignore. They see one moment and assign it meaning, but your cat isn't communicating in moments. It's communicating in patterns. If your cat always sleeps curled, that's one thing. If it suddenly starts hiding, that's something else. If it always naps lightly, that's normal. If it stops ever going into deep sleep, that's a signal. And signals are easy to miss because they don't shout, they don't interrupt you, they don't demand attention. They just exist, quietly, until one day you realize something changed and you don't know when it started. So next time you look at your cat, pause, just for a second longer than usual. Look again, not at how it looks, but at what it's choosing. Because every position is a choice, and every choice tells you something about comfort, about tension, about safety, about uncertainty. And once you start seeing that, you can't unsee it, because suddenly your cat isn't random anymore. It's readable, predictable, consistent. You were just looking at it the wrong way. So don't just watch your cat sleep. Start asking the question most people never ask. What is my cat reacting to right now? Because once you understand that, everything changes. Because it was never just sleep. It was always communication.